Good morning, everyone. It's Helen with Helen. Thanks for joining me for part 2 of how to make your coffee professionally from home from the comfort of your very own kitchen. If you haven't watched part 1, go and watch part 1 because today we're going to talk briefly about a few different drink recipes that I have, and we're also going to make a coffee from my new little Breville espresso machine right there. So in part 1, I talked about that you do not need to go out and buy one of those big giant commercial grade espresso machines that cost $15,000, $20,000+ unless you want to. You can find these great little espresso machines online for like $100, $200, $300. That's about what this little guy right here costs. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys because I always am. This little guy would have been the best thing that I had ever found had I not been spoiled rotten. Obviously, by being in the coffee industry for 20 years, I've gotten to work on some really nice espresso machines, these top of the line, high grade espresso machines. So going back to this little guy right here was a little bit hard because I had been so spoiled. The only thing that I can kind of compare it to is like playing house when you're little, like when you have that little fake shopping cart and you have all the fake fruit on the inside. There's really no comparison here, but my whole point is that's how I felt like on this little guy right here. It's so tiny and little. I felt like I was kind of playing house again. Like I was like, oh, it's so cute. It's so little. And that's how I felt going back to this little espresso machine. Had I not known, I wouldn't know any different because this right here makes amazing shots. The coffee has tasted amazing. It's working awesome. So far, I've had no problems at all. And so I don't really have any complaints. The one thing I've noticed is my milk doesn't get quite as hot as I want it to, but I like mine really, really hot. So after I steam it, I still have to put it in the microwave. So I'm still gonna have to keep playing, I guess, with it a little bit because I like a really hot coffee. So one of the things you're going to want to have on hand, guys, is the best espresso beans. So whatever that means to you. One of the ones that I would highly recommend would be the Lavazza Super Crema. Top of the line. It is robust. It's got some yummy chocolate undertones. The crema is on point. It is so good. You can get Lavazza in the whole beans. You can get it in decaf. You can get it ground up, depending on what you want, what you're looking for. I recommend the Super Crema. Another really, really good brand out there is Illy. So good. You can get that, in a mild bean all the way up to a very, very robust bean. Illy and Lavazza, they go neck and neck, and they're both very, very popular. You'll see Illy in a lot of airports, like a lot of airlines use the Illy brand, and so really good. And we used to use that down at our coffee shop too, but you're going to see Lavazza at the airports too. So it just depends on which one you like. Maybe you try both and then you decide which one you like, but product is key. I talked about syrups. I like Monin. I'm going to go with Monin, give it 5 stars. I do use different syrups for different things though. Torani has a better variety of sugar-free flavors. Da Vinci, I feel like fruity flavors actually go better with the dairy. They don't curdle, whereas Monin fruit can be a little acidic with the dairy. And so you have to be very careful, but Da Vinci is very dairy friendly. So if you're somebody who's like, I really like cherry, or I really like raspberry, or I really like blueberry in my coffee, you're going to probably want to go with a Da Vinci. They don't tend to curdle as bad, if at all, to be honest with you. I have never had them curdle on me. Whereas, again, some of these other brands, if you kind of get like the blueberry or the strawberry, or you get into those, like in this brand right here, they do not do well with hot milk. And so you have to be a little bit careful with that. But today I'm going to talk about a few drink recipes that were on my menu board, and it's going to be super easy, and you guys can try it out at home. One of the things that you're also going to want is the Ghirardelli white chocolate, milk chocolate, or dark chocolate, because this base right here will go amazing with everything. In fact, I would say at least 8 of the drinks on my menu board had the white chocolate base or it had the dark chocolate base. And what I mean by base is we're going to do a layering thing because everything is layering. I already started making the coffee here a little bit because I didn't want it to take as long because I know that sometimes my videos can get lengthy. But what you're going to want to do is you layer like a cake. So when you start making your coffee in the morning, you do your products first, especially if you're going to be using some of these powders. You're going to make sure that you're layering it because your espresso will come in when you put it on top and it will dissolve it. And you'll use like a spoon to stir it and make sure that all like the clumps and lumps are out. And so you just take a little, this one right here is like a 2 little tablespoon, whatever you want to use, little spoon. I used to have the professional scooper at the coffee shop, but I don't have it anymore. But you just do, not heaping, but just like about 2 of these right here, okay? And then we are going to make the nut roll today. And so I always used a jigger down at the coffee shop, which is like a little measuring tool. You could either use a little spoon or you don't have to, just depending on how you like your coffee. I'm just going to do a little drizzle of this salted caramel monin. This is going to, like I said, be called the nut roll right here. And I'm just going to do a drizzle of it right there. Okay. And then I'm going to come in. I have the ground Lavazza decaf. I put it in a container here because I like that. I'm going to use the same thing right here because it really doesn't matter. And I'm going to fill this up right there. Not all the way to the top, but pretty darn close. You're going to want to make sure that you get a really good pack in there. Like you're going to come in with your muscle and you're going to just really get it in there, because that way you get a better shot and they're better flavored. So you're going to want it. And then you can clamp on it like that to get anything that's stuck on the sides. Clamp on it again. And then you're going to get it nice and snug, just like that. Okay. So this right here is so important. When you go up, you're going to want to make sure this thing is up and it's twisted and it gets locked. These little machines are light. So the first time I've used it, I was like, whoa, you can just pull it with you. So I use a hand to prop down and then I've been twisting, and I make sure that it's on there nice and good, because if it's not, it's going to pop off and you're gonna have espresso everywhere. And I believe everybody gets a turn with that, because I know all my baristas did down at my coffee shop, and I would warn them, but it always happened, because you'll get on there, you'll think it's connected and you'll just leave it and it's not all the way on there tight, and it's like, and it makes a loud noise. I don't know what this guy does yet, because I haven't had it happen yet, but I will let you know if it does. I'm coming in with one of these big giant shot glasses. Okay, we ended up buying 2 of these. Remember I joked about it, but it seems like the one, this big giant one, it's perfect. It'll get both of these shots in here. Okay, 20 ounces. If I'm doing a 20 ounce coffee, okay, so I'm gonna kind of show you guys what they have here. You can either do the 1 little cup button or the 2. Always do the 2, no matter what. If you're doing 12 ounce, if you're doing 16 ounce, you're doing 20, just do the 2. I've noticed for a 20 ounce, I've had to come in and actually do another set of shots to give it a 3rd shot, to really give it that flavor and give it what I'm looking for. So if you're doing 20, you're gonna have to do this a couple of times, because you're gonna get these 2 shots, and then you're gonna wanna make 1 more. The 16 ounce or the 12 ounce seem to both do really, really good with just this first set of shots. So depending on how you like it, but I'm gonna press this little button here. It's gonna light up, and then I press it again, and it's just kind of just playing with it until I get it to where it wants to go. Okay, so right here you see it, right, let me, maybe, I don't even know if you can see that, but anyways, it's rolling now. I press the 2 and it's going for us. Okay, so you can hear it distributing its shots. Oh, it smells so good, looks so amazing. Okay, so now I'm prepared. I've got my white chocolate and I've got my salted caramel. Okay, on my menu board, I'm just gonna give you guys a few drinks right now. So if you're writing, go. The white chocolate can be mixed with any of your favorite flavors to give you your favorite drinks. So this is your base. So if you're somebody who likes macadamia, do the white chocolate macadamia. That made my little bear. If you like peppermint, do white chocolate peppermint. That was the peppermint patty. If you're somebody who loves cinnamon, do the white chocolate cinnamon. And again, you can do all these with dark chocolate or milk chocolate. It doesn't have to be the white chocolate. So depending on what kind of the chocolate base you like. And if you did the cinnamon, that would make my cinnamon toast. We had the Blondie bar. That was white chocolate, coconut, and vanilla. And that was probably, people loved that drink. But you can do it with anything. You could do it with a raspberry, and that would make the pink rabbit. Caramel, that would make the white rabbit. You could do it with toffee nut. You could do it with butter rum. You could do the chocolate with toasted marshmallow and caramel. There are so many ways to play depending on the type of flavors that you like using these bases. Okay, do they have these in sugar-free? That might be the question that you're asking, these Ghirardelli powders in sugar-free. Not yet. However, there are some different brands that make a white chocolate powder in sugar-free, and I used to carry it down to my shop. You may want to look into that, because you can make all of these same drinks with a sugar-free white chocolate powder, or maybe a dark chocolate powder, but I haven't found that yet. I was always having to use the sugar-free sauce, sadly. But then you can just add your sugar-free syrups to that, making the same drink combination. See, there's this little thing here. And so I'm gonna throw this shot in here, right? Oh boy, oh, it looks so good, you guys. Yeah, it's got all that caramel. I wish I could show you. It's really, that's the hard part, that I don't get to really give you guys the visual. Maybe, oh, look at that. Look at that caramel on top. That's how good those shots are. I didn't mention this in my last video, and it is so important. For your machines right here, you are going to want to get a filtered water, a reverse osmosis water for your espresso machines. I don't really know, I didn't read through the paperwork if it talks about that, but that will save your machine and it'll save it from the hard water. It'll keep the maintenance of it up. It is critical. We used to have to get that down at the coffee shop to keep the espresso machine running good. Otherwise it would break down. You have got to have that. You do have to have a filtered reverse osmosis water, and you can just get that right at your store, like right where you fill up those like water jugs and water things. You don't have to get it from like a Hillcrest or from a Culligan. I mean, you could if you would like, but you don't have to. They have it right there at the grocery store, same stuff, really cheap. And making it at home, you can just get one of those little containers. It's going to last you forever. And so you're going to want to have that water. This is one of the things that you're going to want to get online. I don't want to really get into it, but this right here, you will put into one of those little pitchers, steaming pitchers, with just a little bit of like cool water, and you will clean your steam wand with this. It'll have instructions on it. And then also you're going to probably at least once or twice a week want to use a descaler through your whole machine to keep it clean and functioning and working well. They sent me a little Breville packet with mine, but I may end up buying some other stuff. We'll see. I'm going to have to use it here really, really soon. So steaming my milk. Okay, we've got your little pitcher. You're not going to want to fill these little pitchers up probably past this point right here. And I know you're like, I'm going to want more milk than that. You may have to make another batch of it, or you're going to have to see what you think, because it's going to expand because obviously the foam. So it's going to go, if you fill it up to here or even higher, it's going to just dump all over the place. It's going to be a mess. And so I already steamed it a little bit, so I wouldn't have to steam it as much. You just come in and you press this little like button down here, and then you hear that. Okay, you can get yourself a thermometer if you want to get yourself a thermometer. Coffee should be heated up to 160 for just a nice hot normal temp. Some people don't like it as hot, so they'll go up to like the 140, 150. I like mine at like probably like 200. Like seriously, that's probably why I have to put it in the microwave. I don't have a thermometer because I can always tell by the sound and the way the milk looks when it's done. Whereas if you haven't done this before, you wouldn't know. So maybe a thermometer would benefit you so you don't burn yourself or burn anybody else. They're under like $10. They're not very expensive. So, but I already heated this up, like I said, a little bit. It's right where I want it. And I'm going to turn it off now. Every time that you get done steaming, have a wet rag on hand so that you can wipe your steam wand really, really good. And if you go to use it the next time and you're like, it's not working, it's broken. It's not broken, probably. Just make sure that you put some hot water on it and then just push it to go, and it'll just kind of like get out the old yucky milk. And that's where that blue cleaning solution I just showed you will help you. So after you've used it, like at the end of the day, you can just use a little bit of that just to clean your little steam wand to keep it working properly. Okay, so now you've got this. Use any milk you like. I like alternative milks. Today I'm doing like that Fairlife fat-free ultra filtered milk. You use whatever you like. Use half and half, use 2%, use vitamin D, coconut milk, almond milk, oat milk, it doesn't matter, use it. And so now I'm stirring the whole entire time that I am putting this hot milk in here. Oh boy, yeah. It's gonna fit this cup just perfectly. It's gonna get it like right to this like 20 ounce mark. I wanna show you. Look at that right there. Okay, this would be a great time for you to come in and add your whipped cream and your caramel drizzle, because we're doing a nut roll. So the salted caramel, the Ghirardelli white chocolate, the espresso, the milk. Come in with some whipped cream, some Reddi-wip, that's the best. And then add some like chocolate drizzle. You can get like the Ghirardelli caramel and chocolate drizzles. You can get the Torani ones. You can even just use like a Hershey's one and get like a little bottle that kind of like drizzles on top. All of them are delicious. And then it's done, guys. This is your cup of coffee. Yummy. Highly, highly recommend, again, using the powders if you're somebody who likes sweet, because that is going to be the game changer. And the quality espresso. So there you go, there you have it. And one little trick, just kind of a little fun trick that I like to do with my coffees is if something kind of has the white, like the white and the caramels, I always top it with the whipped cream and the caramels. If you're doing something that has the milk chocolate or the dark chocolate, I always like to do like the whipped cream with like the dark chocolate drizzles. If you are somebody who likes blended drinks at home, this is kind of cool. You can just buy Ice Rage online. You can just get on Amazon or wherever and you can buy it. I love Big Train products, guys. Big Train all day, every day, and everything. So if you like caramel Ice Rage, vanilla Ice Rage, white chocolate Ice Rage, whatever it is that you like, again, You can get that, you can make it alone, or you can add different syrups to make your concoctions. Like you can make the White Rabbit, you can do the white chocolate ice rage with some caramel, or you can make the Pink Rabbit, some white chocolate ice rage with some raspberry. The thing that you could also do is you could make a whole little cup or container of these shots, stick it in your fridge, so then when you're ready to do your ice rage, even though it's made with some pre-made coffee, you can drizzle a little bit of that yummy, delicious Lavazza in there. It's nice, cooled and chilled with your ice and your product, and you blend it up and you have just like a coffee shop drink right there in the comfort of your home. You can get yourself some plastic cups at the store and give yourself a drizzle of caramel or give yourself a drizzle of dark chocolate, whatever it is that you want. And same goes for the iced lattes at home. You can use, you could use the powder, but you would have to dissolve it and it would get a little bit tricky. If you're making iced lattes at home, I just highly suggest using your syrups. And again, you can make so many different concoctions just by using it, but iced lattes at home with just the Monin syrups would be amazing. It's kind of hard to get your powder where it really truly needs to be iced. It can be done and it does taste amazing. It's a little bit of work though. And so a lot of the times when we made iced lattes at the coffee shop, we just mainly used the syrups. But again, make up a bunch of espresso shots, put it in your refrigerator, get out your plastic cup, put in the syrups that you like, maybe your white chocolate and your peppermint, and then come in and grab one of these with your 2 to 3 shots, pour it in there, add your ice to the cup, and then fill it to the top with whatever kind of milk you want. Give it a good stir, put some whipped cream on top of it if you like it, and there you go. And so there's just so much that you can do. We may have to do a part 3 video on some more drink recipes, but I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it helped. And I know somebody might be thinking, what if I don't like coffee? What if I want a chai tea? Well, that's amazing. Chai tea can obviously be made at home because right here you could steam up your milk. You could buy a big bag of chai right online. You could get your Big Train vanilla, your Big Train spice, or chocolate chai. A lot of people don't know that they make that, but it's so good, especially mixed with toasted marshmallow. And you could steam your milk right here, and then you just add a couple scoops of your chai, stir it. If you want to add some whipped cream to it, there you go. You have your chai tea. It's that easy, guys. So now you can make all of your drinks from home. But let me know what you think. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Try one of the drinks and let me know how it tastes. All right, have a good day. Bye.